Hello and welcome to Quarantine Podcast. My name is Adeline Chavez, and in today's episode I'll be talking about a project that I'm really passionate about. Periods and the serious issue, access to tampons, pads, and other products that help girls and women get through their periods. As a female who goes through a period each month, I feel compelled to help our community in ways to ensure that girls have the necessary products to stay healthy and stay in class. Tampons, blood, cycle, time of the month, messy, hormonal, pain, gross, secret, hidden. These are the words that describe the natural, unavoidable process that every girl and woman face every month after they come of age. A biological process that is so important that the survival of humans depends on it. Yet, we consider it a taboo. We feel awkward and embarrassed when talking about it. It's not part of our popular cultural discussions. When I first started my period, I was definitely not prepared, and even now at 19, I am still unprepared. I have forgot my bag with pads and tampons. I've bled through my underwear and sheets. I've missed school multiple times every month because I'm in pain and it's uncomfortable. I've had to even become creative at points and makeshift myself a pad made out of toilet paper in the bathroom stalls. Once it comes to an unexpected start of one's period, it can be overwhelmingly emotional because without the supplies, it can create a situation that is, of course, embarrassing and humiliating. Why doesn't society provide the means for women, no matter their standing, with free products to manage such a natural process? Why must there be a sense of disgust or discomfort in relation to the topic of menstruation? All public restrooms should have everything that a woman needs in order to tend to their normal bodily functions, as not all bathrooms are created the same. Imagine this. Okay, what if you had to pay for each square of toilet paper when you go to the public washroom? That would be expensive. When buying period products at a store, they are not cheap. In 2014, Canadians spent approximately $520 million on menstrual hygiene products and an additional $36 million in the 5% federal goods and services tax. Menstrual products, unlike restrooms and free toilet paper, are treated as luxury goods rather than necessities. All over the world, female students miss school due to the inconvenience of their menstruation. Research conducted found that 60% of the 113 million children who are currently not enrolled in school worldwide are girls. Students in developing countries of different ethnic and cultural backgrounds have stereotypical views of women and their periods. In some cultures, women are believed to be unclean during their periods. The menstrual cycle causes women to be physically or mentally disordered, and the stigma of menstruation also marks women as ill, disabled, out of control, unfeminine, or even crazy. When growing up, even now, I don't think I've ever met a lot of boys who really understand what a period is. There was this one time where I was baffled that they didn't understand what the difference was between a tampon versus a pad. In my mind, I was like, okay, this can't be right. One, it goes up the vagina, and the other one, it goes on the panty lining. I was like, what in the world? How do they not know this? Well, a new study has revealed that a lack of period education for boys in school is reinforcing the taboo of menstruation. In high school, I remember feeling ashamed to be bleeding, to be on my period. It was something that you hid from the boys and others because there was a sense of embarrassment if they found out, and disgust because it's disgusting, like, ew, blood. But it's a natural process that every girl goes through. If you're moody or upset, then often someone would say, oh, it's that time of month. She's just on her period. it was definitely not something that was openly talked about amongst your guy friends or peers. What I found was that 91% of high school girls worry about going to school when they're on their period. Okay, so this happened to me actually quite recently. So I was in the McOdrum Library at Carleton, and I did not know that I was about to be on my period, right? But I had this instant feeling that I was getting it. I looked through my bag. There was nothing in there. I was like, what now? I went to the washroom, and supposedly there's this bin with free tampons and pads, but at this moment, it was empty. So I was like, okay, what am I going to do? Luckily, there was this girl in front of me, so I walked over and I was like, hey, I just got my period. Do you have a tampon or pad that I can have? And she's like, oh yeah, no problem. And she gives me one of her tampons. I would say that there's this secret girl code. If a girl is in need of a tampon, then another female will come to the rescue. You know, no questions asked. She will pull it out of her bag and she'll give it to her. But what if she wasn't there? There would have been a mess. I would have been embarrassed, and I probably would have wanted to go home. This is exactly why I think that all public restrooms should include free tampon and pads. Not only this, but for those who can't afford tampons and pads, they would have easy access to such products so that they can deal with their menstruation. My project will provide students with the confidence that there will always be sanitary items available at school, relieve female students of the stigma, anxiety, and discomfort associated with menstrual hygiene management so they stay focused on their studies. Myths and cultural beliefs lead to stereotypes of women, and when they are on their periods, it's a sensitive topic, which is uncomfortable for most to talk about. In order to rid such stereotypes, awareness of these issues needs to be talked about in an open conversation. You may have noticed that throughout my presentation, I have created some videos. First step in the project is making awareness. Now, through these TikToks, I have created an open conversation with stories that are very much relatable, and for everyone to kind of see and acknowledge. While it's raising awareness, it's also breaking down those barriers and stereotypes associated with menstruation. So let's begin our open conversation with some TikToks. All right, thank you so much, everyone, to listening in to today's podcast episode with your host, Adeline Travis. For any inquiries about the project, you may give us a call, or you can even follow me on TikTok, Adeline_Travis. All right, thanks. Good night.